Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69 and welcome back to some more replays. And today we have AFK for the win. Department of these Twitter notifications. I need to really remember to stick my phone on do not disturb when I freaking record. Not only that, we're going to get a notification as well that my battery is low in this game. So we have AFK for the win. Now, those of you that don't know, this little series is basically, I put on replays that are decent replays, but they only win because there's an AFK, and I've been receiving so many of these, and it just goes to show how many AFK players there are in game. I receive a lot of these, and usually I don't do it if there's an AFK and I don't think it affects the game. I only really do this series if it does change the outcome of the game, or at least I think it will change the outcome, or it should change the outcome of the game. So first up, we're watching Wicked, and he is driving the Mouse. The Mouse, I've always spoke about the Mouse being a great tank, especially with the armor buff, the hit point buff, sorry. It's a good tank, it's a frontline tank, and we can see Wicked here, he is frontline, he is driving right at the front to the left side. Obviously he is getting some shots to the right side, and now he's going to use this big super heavy tank to literally push these guys, and you can see he's going to get the damage. The Mouse isn't all about damage, it's just about taking the hits for your team, as I've done a video not so long ago, and he's going to do that, but it's ideal if you do manage to bounce. Obviously, the more you bounce, the more you're taking the attention from the enemy team, the more they're looking at you, the more they shoot you, the less they shoot your team. So there goes the Conway. So that is one tank down each. Both Conways on each team have now gone, and now he is going to push the E100. Again, he's getting those bounces, lovely bounces, 2,300 block damage at the moment, and this E100 has now found himself in a sticky situation. He's got tanks to the left and he has tanks to the right, and you can see the E100 had pretty much gave up shooting the Mouse. He's just blocked so much shots from him. He's just like, do you know what, I'm going to ignore you now and I'm going to go for a different tank. Now, I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if he actually if it was that E100 that shot, I don't know what tank he shot, but he does manage to get the kill, so maybe that's why he was ignoring the Mouse, going for the lower hit point tanks. But at the moment it is a 3 versus 4, but as you can see to the left, there is a tank, the ST1, that is just sat there, and he is AFK. Now our guy Wicked knows he is there, he was spotted, he knows he's AFK, and I love what he does. He's not just going to focus the damage, he's going to go for the tanks that are still alive. If he went for the ST1 at this point in the game, then it would probably be a loss. It would most likely be a loss if he went for the hit point, if he went for the ST1. The same, however, if the ST1 was alive, then it would also be a loss. So at the minute it is a 2 versus 3, when in fact it's probably a 2 versus 2. Well, it is a 2 versus 2 because the ST is not there. So he's not rushing anyone, he's keeping these tanks in front of him. None of them are looking at flanking. His other teammate is with him as well, so he's just going to farm this M103. The T92E1 is just sticking by, and now he's rushing around the WZ. So he's now going to Wicked is going to use that opportunity to ignore the M103 for now and go for the more dangerous target. Even though I always say clear the lower hit point tanks first, this tank is a fast tank, and with 2 tanks on one, the hit points of the T92 will probably go just as quick than that of the M103. So that was probably a good decision going for him, and of course with 2.5 minutes left on the clock, that all their T92 has to do really, if he just run away, then he's going to be a more dangerous target to get. He's got the view range, he can spot from distance, so clearing the T92 in this circumstance is probably the correct decision, ignoring that M103. So there goes the WZ. He has to clear this guy. What a lovely shot that was. He does clear him for his second kill. So 3,000 block damage at the moment. He's on 6.3k damage. He's still got plenty of hit points, and I always say it when I do these videos, why can't this happen to me? Well, I mean, he's had a fantastic game so far. He's now got the M103 down to a 1 one-shot. He has him where he needs him. He's got 1,600 hit points left, and even if the ST come back alive at this moment in the game, he's probably now going to be a win. But if he would have come back, if he wasn't AFK at the start, then this would have probably been a different outcome. So he has now taken out the M103, 7k damage, and now he just has to farm 2,000 damage in a minute and a half. I mean, I would so want this to happen to me. It never happens to me. I mean, yes, I do get AFK players, but when I get AFK players, there's like 6 of us still alive. I never get AFK players when I'm on a 1 versus 1 situation. But I mean, Wicked's going to use that. He's actually going to be really nice to the ST1 as well. He is going to make sure that he doesn't end on 0 damage. I know he's AFK, but you know what? He's going to give him a little nudge in a minute, so just so the ST can he can finish on a little bit of damage, so it's not all that bad. So as you can see here, he's going to just hug him there. 32 damage done from the ST, and that is what the ST is pretty much going to end on. So with a minute left on the clock, 14 HP, he's just going to give him a little love tap to end the game. So nice game, 3,700 block damage, and he ends on 9,000 damage. 69,000 credits earned as well. So GG Wicked. Again, you got lucky. You did get lucky. There was an AFK, but you took full advantage of that, and you done top damage. Next up, same map, Fort Despair, but this time we are in a T22 medium, and it is driven by Amzar. Now, I've received so many replays of the T22. In fact, I purposely didn't record about 3 or 4 replays before the update that was over 8,000 damage, because I just received so many of them. You don't want to see T22 mediums every freaking every replay video doing over 8k damage. So whether that's the tank, I mean, the tank is OP in itself anyway. So this game in particular, he's actually going to farm the AFK at the start, which is probably the right decision. He's flanking around the map, and because it's so early on, we don't know if the tank that is AFK starts off AFK. He may come back alive. He's got no other shots. You can see him that he is flanking around. He's on his own. He's basically on his own. The rest of the team are on the right side. So at the minute, there is really no reason for him to flank around as fast as he can. Clearing this T57 heavy with a minute gone is probably the main priority, because if this guy comes back alive, he could come back alive any moment now. So clearing him is probably the right choice in this situation. At least then he can clear him. He is probably spotted. I don't know if he's actually spotted, but that is now one really good tank out of the game. So he's got wow, stop, you're hurting my eyes. So now that's one heavy tank gone. That's 2,300 hit points just gone without pretty much working for it. And now he can focus on his team. So his team, the heavy team, have obviously taken advantage of that heavy side. They have 2 tanks down, but there goes the T92E1. So it's now level. Now, I bet this guy was thinking he's not going to get the damage he got. I mean, look at the cap, 90 cap points. So with this at the moment, 96, 97, 98, and then they reset the cap. They reset it on 98, and because of that, our guy is going to come back and do a monster amount of damage. And I bet when he was watching that cap points go up, he never in a million years actually thought this game was going to end how it ends. So for some reason, the guy is still capping. But that guy capping, I mean, look at this. No one wants to know the T22 because they just want to reset the cap. So it actually works in his favor. But at the moment, it's now a 3 versus 4. He's going to take some shots from the T57 heavy, but he's now going to focus. Gets a nice bounce there, and now with the T57 on a reload, he can just focus him. He is getting shot, but clearing that T57 whilst he's on a reload was the main priority. He's only on 700 hit points now. He's up against a T62 that is full hit points, and again, it's a tank. It's a 2 versus 2. One person's capping. God knows why this T62 didn't rush. The T62 should have rushed. So really, really bad mistake from this T62. And because he's not rushing, he's getting bounced. He's able to side scrape from this building, and he's just getting bounce after bounce. Obviously, he does get penned, and then the T92E1 does finish him off. So it now just leaves one tank left alive, and luckily for him, it is a slow T95. At the minute, the T95 is in a pretty good position, and I kind of feel sorry for this T95. I mean, he's just going to get absolutely wrecked, and it's not really his fault, and there's not much he can do about it. But the T22 can't really do too much when the T92 is here as well, and they're both facing the same tank. So now the T92 has made the correct decision in flanking around and getting behind the T95. But the T95 knows he's doing that. He's trying to get himself into a good position. And I have to say, fair play to this T95. But again, there really is not much you can do when there's a missile, not a missile tank, but a light tank behind, and a T22 the other side. And there's really not much you can do in that situation. So I do apologize if you do hear that aeroplane in the background. That's quite a loud aeroplane. But GG there from Amazar. 2,000 block damage, and he ends on 9,000 damage. Takes full advantage of that AFK. And again, if that guy wasn't alive, it would have probably changed the outcome of this game. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. That is the AFK for the win. Another episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Meadsy, and I will catch you all soon. Bye-bye. With